Hey, welcome back to Gotcha SEO Academy. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you why you need to immerse yourself in your industry if you want to be able to create really effective SEO content. And so the first reason why you want to immerse yourself in your industry is because you want to figure out what the lingo is in your industry. So you want to know what are the certain phrases that are used. How do people talk in your industry? How do they describe things in your industry? So for example, in the SEO industry, there are certain acronyms and certain phrases that a normal person wouldn't know. But if you're trying to create effective SEO content or trying to create effective content in general, you want to know what those terms are because you want to establish your brand as an expert in the industry. And so, for example, PBN is an SEO term, which stands for Private Blog Network. So if you were outside of the SEO industry, you probably wouldn't know what that is. But if you were someone who had an SEO blog, you would want to know what that is because you want to know everything about your industry. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to create the high level, super valuable content that you need to be creating. So the first step of this process is to figure out what the lingo is if you don't already know what it is. And I'm assuming you probably know a lot about your industry, but if you don't, this process is going to help you a lot because then you're going to start to see how people talk, what people talk about, and you're going to start to see the language that they use in your industry. The second reason why you want to immerse yourself in your industry is because of trends. And so you want to avoid writing about something or creating content about something that's outdated or people aren't really interested in anymore. You really want to focus on creating content that is still relevant today and maybe even going to be relevant several years from now. And a lot of the tactics I'm going to be showing on how to create good SEO content are going to revolve around creating evergreen content, which means you're creating content that's going to be effective today and effective a couple of years from now as well. But of course, there are many, many situations where you may create a content asset today and it could be outdated in a week. It could be outdated even in a couple of years. So I'm going to be showing you different ways to go about that, but you have to figure out what the trends are. And the way you can do that, and the way you can actually find out what the lingo is in your industry and find out what the trends are, is you need to go where the people in your industry live. So there are many places you can go to find where they live, but a couple places that are really great are Reddit, Facebook groups. You can go and find the industry leading blogs. So you could just search something like top insert your niche blogs, and you want to start following those blogs to make sure you're keeping up with what's going on. And you can also go to forums, and in addition to that, you can probably go to LinkedIn groups as well. So you want to go onto all those platforms, sign up for those groups, subscribe to those groups, start following the industry leading blogs, and just literally immerse yourself in your industry and just see what's going on so you can get a really accurate 30,000 foot view of what's going on. You don't need to be an expert in every single discipline within your industry to create great content or create great SEO content, but you do need to know what's going on in the industry. And so the best way to do that is just to totally immerse yourself in your industry and just really spend and take it seriously and really spend the time to figure out what's going on as far as lingo and as far as trends, and you're going to be able to create really great SEO content. So my one action tip for today is spend 1 week, 5 to 7 days, just totally immersing yourself in your industry. Go into Reddit, read all the threads, read all the conversation, maybe even participate in the conversation, and do the same on every single platform. And you're going to start to see what's going on and what people are actually interested in right now. And that's going to be really, really valuable for you for when you start to go through the process of creating SEO content for your business. So I really hope this was helpful. And my one tip, like I said, immerse yourself for at least a week. Don't worry about creating content right now. Just immerse yourself, figure out what's going on as far as lingo and trends, and you will be very happy in the future when your content performs way better than everyone else. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson.